What's up, everybody? Just doing a little update on the upcoming weather. June's usually pretty boring, but this looks like it might change. Let's wait for a few more people to get on, and then we'll get started. Let's take a look at Pivotal Weather here, and we're going to get on here and we're going to take a look. Hey, Lavender, thanks for joining us. We're going to take a look at the weather that's coming up. Typically, it's pretty boring, but we're going to go ahead and, or for June, it's pretty boring. We're going to fast forward here. I got this little bowling ball trough coming through, but it kind of disappears. But as we get towards the weekend, looks like we got a little more going on. The timing on this has been varied, so this could end up being the weekend or it could end up being some other time. But, you know, the signal has been pretty consistent. We're going to see some severe weather coming up here in the next week or so. So that's going to be an interesting. We will definitely be out there chasing this if at all possible. Now, there's too far out to really get any good details. But we're going to refine those as we get closer. If this happens this upcoming weekend, of course, we won't be able to do, well, I guess I could do a midweek stream. So we may do that. I may do another midweek stream to kind of go over the details if they become a little bit more clear. But right now we're just looking at the overall synoptic pattern here at 500 millibars. And it looks like we've got some action that's going to be coming our way. And it's looking real interesting as you play through the different areas here. Let me go back. So we'll look at this. You can see these wind speeds here. I don't have Epic Pin installed. I had to reset my computer. But, hey, Lavender, your poor home state, oh, Virginia. Yeah, Virginia's got that upper-level cyclone there. Let's take a look at something other than 500 millibars real quick. Let's go ahead and take a look at 850 so we can see that low-level jet. Of course, these are all things that are going to change. They've already changed a little bit, but there's signal, like I said, that something's going to happen. And you kind of look here and you can see that that low-level jet is trying to do something over time here, especially right there on Tuesday. Man, that looks real interesting for Tuesday and overnight. But, you know, timing is one of the big things that the GFS tends to hone in on as you get closer to the actual day. So I wouldn't put much faith in this beyond, you know, maybe 72 hours. But there's definitely a signal there, so that's what we're going to be taking a look at. Let's go ahead and take a look at the current weather. Actually, you know, I want to go look at SPC because SPC is talking about this in their extended outlook. And I'm going to zoom in here so we can see this. Day 6 Friday and into next weekend, medium range guidance is beginning to come into better agreement regarding a southern stream upper trough, undercutting the ridge and ejecting from northern Mexico and the southwest across the southern plains. A surface trough dry line should sharpen in response, and rich, low-level moisture should be in place across the southern high plains. There are some indications that the warm sector may remain mostly capped Friday afternoon and evening. Better chances for robust convective development may occur on Saturday and Sunday across parts of the southern plains as a piece of the upper trough over the western conus ejects over this region. While too much uncertainty currently exists to introduce 15% severe areas at this extended time frame, strong to very strong forecast instability and sufficient deep layer shear suggests severe potential will probably increase over portions of the southern plains next weekend, which next weekend is, well, this upcoming weekend. So that's going to be interesting. We will be there for it if we can be, especially if it's closer to home. But that's our current update. I wish we were out storm chasing today, but it just wasn't worth it to drive all the way down to South Texas. And we're going to keep on trucking along here. I'm going to try to do these weekly weather updates. If you guys have questions, then let me know. I know we've only got a few people in here because this is not as interesting as actually out there chasing, but that's all right. I don't mind doing these, and I'm gonna stick on a little longer because usually, the longer it's on, the more people join. So we're here to talk to you guys and hang out just like we do during the chase. Of course, I don't have a camera pointing at me, so you guys can't see me. I do plan on changing that at some point in the future, but I gotta get my room fixed up first so that it doesn't look terrible. Meaning I need some decorations and stuff in here. I've only been in here for less than a year, so I haven't done much to it. But let's take a look at the current weather. We've got a marginal risk across South and Central Texas, and then we have another marginal risk across most of Tennessee and up into parts of Virginia, and a little slice of Kentucky here, and of course some of the Dixie Alley states like Georgia and Alabama, and a very small slice looks like there's South Carolina. And then on Monday we have a marginal risk out there across North and South Carolina, so that's something to keep an eye on if you live in that area. And then day 3, there's nothing but general thunderstorms, and then of course we already talked about day 4 and 8. Let's go ahead and go to Radar Omega. I'm gonna go take a look at it. There's a lot going on here, at least in my area. This is my general vicinity here. I'm not going to specify exactly where, but you can see this line of thunderstorms, or this group of thunderstorms, I guess I should say. Looks like it's forming along this outflow boundary here, south of Crowell, Vernon, Matador, just north of US 82, which we've been on quite a bit over the last few days. 82 goes all the way to Lubbock. Of course, comes up through Seymour and into Wichita Falls. But we've got some interesting weather going on, and then we have some more weather down south. There was some severe thunderstorm warnings down here in the San Antonio area. These storms were severe, but now they've gone below severe limits. And they're into the northern portions of South Texas here. But it's definitely been an interesting year for weather. Usually by June, this stuff is kind of gone. Looks like it's a late bloomer this year. Well, we're just going to keep an eye on it. I'm not sure if any of this out here is going to be worth chasing. There's a little storm out here south of Holiday. That's not too far from the house. I don't think it's going to be worth going out there and looking at it. But it just popped up in the last couple minutes. I've only got I've got a little bit of data left on my AT&T plan, then I got to renew it. I got to figure out how that's going to work. Because AT&T is kind of a pain in the butt. But got all kinds of outflow boundaries looking like they're going to intersect here and over here maybe. It's just crazy. Everything's going wild. Looks like we got exactly 69 alerts. And I'm going to screenshot this because this is epic. Alright, so I screenshotted that real quick. Let me get back over to y'all's comments. Hello, Lavender. You're making all kinds of comments. Okay. Nah, bro, you should see my room. It's just crazy. Quite a few storms here and there. My brain who wants to check on Germany. Yeah, I guess we could go look at Germany. I don't know if they have radars that we can view. We're just gonna scroll over here. Oh, look at that. Here's Germany. Let's do Berlin. Let's do the Berlin radar. That's interesting. There's not much there. Hanover. I can't read this one. None of these radars look like they got anything going on. Quite a few of them out there, though. Germany's got quite a bit. I wonder what kind of Let's go back to Berlin because it's kind of all by itself. What do we have available here for Berlin? Not very much. We have reflectivity and velocity. All right, that works. Why does this radar look pixelated? Ignore, because I don't really care. We're going to go back over here to the U.S. Switch back here. But this is the weather right now. We'll go back over. We got a few more people on, so we're going to go back over and take a look at our pivotal weather GFS model here. Let me switch back to 18Z. And we're going to go over the 500 millibar since there's a few more of you. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you haven't. I'm going to go ahead and step through this. We're going to watch this 500 millibar trough down here at the bottom roll through. It should get here this weekend. So here's Friday. Looks like it's a little further south on Friday. We're going to come in here to Saturday. This is definitely looking interesting. I'm gonna put the static one here. I'm gonna go look at the 06Z because this is looking yeah. I mean, we definitely got some something going on here for the weekend. Let's see. Let's put this forward to. Yeah, maybe it needs to go a little farther. Let's go back to forecast loop. I'm just gonna drag this over. So here it comes. It looks like it might actually be. I can't get it to go. It wants to be a pain. So the timing looks like it's going to be interesting. There's a couple of different places on here where it's coming through. So the pattern looks like it's going to be more active here in June. Maybe more active than it was in May, although we had a lot of stuff in New Mexico with that subtropical jet just sitting there. But the pattern has changed, so we should start getting stuff in the southern plains, which is unusual for this part of June. Usually by now, stuff's moved up here to the central and northern plains, especially into mid to late summer. But I guess we're just going to have to keep an eye on it and see what happens. You're in Mansfield, Patrick? Cool. Good to see you back. Takes bread from Germany, new bread added to inventory. Sounds like something I would see in Minecraft. Welcome, tracking some weather and planning chasings. Yeah. There we go. There's only a few of us on here. I bet you if we were in the car, it would be a little more interesting for you guys. But what do you guys want to talk about? There's only a few of us in here. We can talk about the weather, of course. You know, we can keep going back over it with more people joining. But it looks like we're going to have some severe weather this weekend, possibly. Hey, Commander Press. I know you retracted your message, but I can still see you're here, so welcome. We are going to keep on looking at this. Let's see. Let's go back to Radar Omega real quick and just kind of go over what's going on. Got lots of rain and thunderstorms out there, out in West Texas, and in kind of the mid, I don't know, what would you call it, the big country of Texas. Lots of hills and stuff out there. Very pretty territory. Of course, we've been out there chasing before, out near Paducah and Benjamin, Guthrie. Of course, Guthrie is where the 4-6's ranch is. Looks like they're about to get socked with some pretty good rain out there. This area has definitely needed rain. So this is killing off some of that drought that we've had over the last few years. The last few weeks have kind of eliminated it. You know, let's go take a look at the drought monitor. Drought monitor. Current map, U.S. drought monitor. No, I don't want you to know my location, Google. So here, let's go look at Southern Plains. So you can see the drought monitor here. Let's go look at Just Tech. Well, we can. I guess I can't. I want to look further in here. Let's click on Texas. And you can see some of this drought has kind of backed off. Map released Thursday, June 1st. So there's still some drought around the Texas Panhandle, out here in far west Texas. And then here in the central Texas area in the hill country. Although I think that'll probably change. Let's go ahead and go back. Let's look at Oklahoma. Western Oklahoma still has some pretty serious drought going on, especially in the Panhandle and far northern parts of Oklahoma. And then we can go back to the entire country, and you can see this whole central part of the High Plains and the southern plains, still some drought going on, but I don't know, maybe this summer we'll get lucky. It is transitioning to El Nino, so we should be getting some more rain and kill off some more of this drought. I expect this map to change quite a bit over the next several months, but we'll find out for sure what's going to happen. You never know you never know what the weather's going to do. Let's take a look. I'm here in Sacramento. I would love a cooler than average summer here. What does it look like? You know what? Let's go take a look at the Climate Prediction Center, and we will try to get you an idea. Let's see. 3-month outlook. September through October, precipitation, seasonal temperature outlook. So, okay, so you're looking at summer, so this is probably too far out. Let's go 1.5 month, August. Look at July to August. Here we go. So your seasonal temperature outlook from the National Weather Service, or NOAA, I guess, and the Climate Prediction Center shows that looks like you're going to have above normal temperatures, according to this. Let's click on the actual graphics so we can get a bigger view here. Leaning above, and then, yeah, so it looks like you'll probably have a above average probability of warmer temperatures. And in terms of below normal temperatures, well, that's not even on the map at all. There's no blue anywhere. So it's definitely going to be warmer. Or there's a possibility of it being warmer. But thankfully we don't have any of this really bright red in here and really dark red. And still we get these oranges. So I guess we'll find out. But this is what it looks like so far. For parts of most of California, especially up there in Northern California. And wow, this is going to be pretty interesting. Let's go back and take a look at, unless you guys want to look at something else. Let's see. Lavender. Dude, I've been watching the Mandela catalog at Alex. It's awesome. I reckon it's like horror stuff. Yeah, I'm not real big into horror. Although I did watch, oh man, what in the world was the name of that show? Under the Dome. I think it was on, I don't remember what it was on, but I watched Under the Dome, which was pretty good. It's an older show, but that was pretty interesting. It's based on a Stephen King novel by the same name. Let's see. Let me know what you guys want to take a look at, and we'll look at it. I don't have a whole bunch of stuff installed on my computer. I just now installed Radar Omega because I had to redo my computer so I could get vMix installed, so I could do these live streams, because for some reason it was broken. And I didn't want to run OBS, so here we are. Don't forget to smash that like button for those of you who are here. But it looks like we got some definite weather coming through. Oh, let's see. Thank you for the outlook. You're welcome. I aim to please, but man, goodness, I'm really looking at trying to figure out ways to provide more in the way of content, especially during the summer months. After this next wave of weather comes through, I'm not sure how active it will be unless I go out into the desert Southwest and do the monsoons. New viewers is yippee. Thanks, Lavender. The storm chases are the best part of this channel. I've got a couple other videos on here, quite a few on Radar Omega, and then some of my older videos with like Selden and I forgot some of these other tornado days where I would just go and record it and then post the video later. But I'm not sure how much of that I'll be doing, because it's a lot more work to do that with not much success. So the live streams seem to be the way to go, which I really enjoy doing. So I will be doing that as much as I possibly can. I may do some winter stuff as well. I'm even thinking of possibly going into maybe Colorado over the summer taking somewhat of a vacation. I'm not sure if you guys would be interested in doing any live stream content there with whatever weather happens, or just, maybe doing some exploration up there in Colorado. I would end up having to take the truck because there's a lot of off-road trails. This is not a exploration channel or outdoors channel. It's a storm chasing channel, but you know what? If you guys want to see some of that, I will be more than happy to do it. I just gotta I gotta find a time that I can go up there. Either way, I think I'm gonna do it. Just a question of whether I do a live stream or not, to kind of show you guys some of the Rocky Mountains, maybe. Let's see. New Chicago is hey, yeah. Didn't see much to watch for the monsoon events. Yep, it's raining. Yeah, that's true. There's some lightning in the monsoon events. Hurricanes, I don't know if I can do the hurricanes and stuff because, I got kids and I can't take them into hurricane prone areas, and I'd have to send them with my parents, and that's just not gonna work. So hurricane, I'm not sure how much of that I'll actually be able to do, even though I would like to do hurricane live streams for you guys. It's not really something I think that's going to be possible this year. But I can try, but I just don't know how that's going to work out. So I got to figure out what else you guys would like to see, and just let me know. We'll do whatever you guys want to see, and that's really what this is about. I mean, I'm going to do what I want to do too, but at the same time, it's you guys are what makes this channel what it is. You guys have subscribed, and you guys have been consistently watching me over the last few weeks. You guys have really made the channel grow a lot, and I really appreciate it. Louisiana Storms Bayou, I cannot spell. That's pretty close. Lavender, that's all right. Hey, Patrick. Mansfield. Yeah, I see that you're in Mansfield. Not sure what exactly you're trying to get at. But anyways, yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what I can come up with in terms of content. I don't want to stray too far from the storm chasing. But when there is no storm chasing, I've got to find something else to do. Because I'd like to be able to provide you guys with something to watch whenever it's not storm season. But we'll figure it out together. I should be monetized here in the next few weeks, hopefully sooner than that. At which point I'll be able to enable the subscription part. And for those of you who decide to join the subscription part, you guys will be able to take part in a little bit more detail of things that we do here on this channel. So if you guys are interested in that, be looking for that over the next couple of weeks. I just got to wait for YouTube to approve my channel for monetization. But once that's done, then I'll be able to provide a little bit more in the way of that sort of personal kind of interaction with those of you who choose to do that, choose to subscribe at that level. Doing a great, thanks, Brandon. I really appreciate that. I'm doing my best here. I've had this channel for so long, and I just never really paid much attention to it up until the last couple of years. So, here we are, really trying to get this thing going with storm chasing. I've been doing storm chasing for 9 years. This is my 9th season. And I've done Facebook Live. I've done just regular content. I've done no content before, just out there chasing for the fun of it. And I still find it fun, but now I'm trying to share it with a larger audience and trying to help it get it to a point where it can support itself. Because storm chasing's not cheap, but that's my goal, is to continue to grow this YouTube audience, and you guys have helped out a lot with that, so I really appreciate it. I know I say that a lot, but I really do. Let's see. Oh yeah, definitely. I appreciate the subscription, you guys. Storm chasing plus subbing equals unlimited happiness. There you go, Lavender. Here's a question for you guys. And I already mentioned this, but some of you have jumped on since I talked about it. How many of you guys want to watch me on camera, because I'm not really a big fan of being on camera. But if you guys want to see it, whether I'm chasing or whether I'm at home doing this, I don't really have. I mean, I have cameras. I just don't point them at me. So if you guys want to see that, so that you don't have to just stare at a computer screen whenever I'm at home, or just stare out the front window when I'm driving, let me know. Smash that like, it helps. Definitely, Brandon. It is, let's see, storm chasing. All right, yeah, doing a great job. All right, let me, let's take a look at, let's go to national weather. You know what, I can click it from here. What am I doing? Let's go back, scroll up, NOAA. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's go back here. There we go, National Weather Service. So it's pretty boring across the country. There's not a whole lot of watches. I mean, we have this stuff up here. What is this? Pink red flag warnings. We got a WED. Wow, a WED. We got a WED flag warning. Up here for Michigan. But let's see what else we got. What's this? Unsettled weather in Fort Worth. Yeah. Let's you know, I'm gonna do a. I would just have a lizard cam. I would rather be behind the camera too, there, Brandon. That's how I feel about it. I'm gonna go do something that I haven't really. I've thought about doing, but I'm gonna just go NWS Jetstream. I know a lot of you guys might be interested in learning more about weather. I use this now. I'm not a meteorologist. Never went to school for it. But there's a lot of different resources online. And these are the two that I rely on the most. NWS Jetstream and Weather Prediction. The Weather Prediction. It's got all kinds of information, particularly on this one. Zoom in here. I mean, there's just a plethora of information if you guys want to take a look at just general weather forecasting. You got basic topics, charts, models, weather analysis. So you got all this stuff. It's very organized. It's old school web. It's not modern web, so it's got this table-like looking thing in here. But you can go look at SKUTs. You can look at soundings and clouds, severe weather. Apparently he's got some humor in here. I haven't actually been here in a long time, but it gives you a whole bunch of information. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of this, but we're going to do this on Jetstream because it's a little more organized. Synoptic meteorology, we'll click on that, and let's see if I can get it to load. Come on, my internet's fast. Why is it taking so long? Must be National Weather Service being slow. There you go, Brandon. Yeah, there's definitely lots of different chasers out there. A lot more are getting into live streaming. Vince, Brandon, and a few others like Reed, they all do a really good job of doing their live streams. Well, depending on your opinion, but a lot more people are getting into it. So we will see. I got somebody messaging me here. Now, yeah, why is my computer being slow? Introduction. This is Introduction to Synoptic Meteorology, which is the broad scale features, 500 millibar charts and that kind of thing. But this is a website, and I can put this down in the chat. Let me go back. I'm just gonna put the I'm gonna copy this and put it down here in the chat for you guys. I think I've put it in a previous video, but people upstairs are just being loud, so if I leave and recharge, it's over rage. Hooked Scent still here. Brandon, I haven't seen Tornado live at all, even on this channel, because sometimes I'm busy, but dang. Hey, Lavender. I don't know that I've live streamed a tornado yet. I mean, no, actually I have. I live streamed back in April. April the 19th, we live streamed a couple tornadoes. We just haven't been fortunate enough to be able to get in. I mean, the weather's just been really strange. There hasn't been a lot of tornadoes, and we picked wrongly this last chase. We went to the Seminole instead of down into Fort Stockton. Of course, the cell phone signal down in Fort Stockton, especially the further away from Fort Stockton you get, is worse and worse and worse, especially closer to the border of Texas and Mexico. Ooh, goodness. I'm glad you did not get killed by a tree at age 5. That would have sucked. Let's go look at this. Severe weather, severe thunderstorm ingredients. So we can just talk about what do we need for severe thunderstorms. You need 4 ingredients for severe thunderstorms. You need instability, you need wind shear, you need a source of lift, and you need moisture. If any one of those 3 ingredients are missing, you don't get severe thunderstorms. And there's a lot more to it than that. Instability, of course, is... let's go look at... I'm going to go take a look at something real quick, and I'm going to show you guys instability. But first, I need to pause this because it's being a pain in my rear. And playing... I don't remember playing it, but I guess I did. Let's just go look at surface-based CAPE for the 18Z run. I'm going to go into the next... Let's go up here. We got lots of instability there. That's not... Okay, it's right over central Oklahoma here. Alright, let's click on 198 so that I can get it to not move. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and click right here. Oh my gosh. If we get that much instability, that's going to be pretty wild. But I'm going to click on this, and we're going to look at it on the SKU-T here. Now, there's not much in the way of the hodograph here, but you can see this huge area right here, and I wish I had Epic Pen installed. But between this red line and this dash line, that's where your CAPE is. And the greater the distance between this red line and this dash line, the greater your lapse rates are. So it looks like we're going to have, 7.7 centimeters per kilometer for surface to 3 kilometer lapse rates. 7 for 3 to 6, which is your mid-level lapse rates. So this is your instability. Of course, we look at wind shear using the hodograph, but there's not much there. So let's go take a look at the EHI, and let's click on, let's go up here. I'm just going to click some random thing. So you can look at the hodograph here. Let's zoom in on it. Oh my gosh, I zoomed in too far. So here's your hodograph. And you can see the nice curvature over here. Of course, then you have this weird nonsense going on here in the upper levels. This goes like this. If you guys don't know how to read wind barbs, the direction that the wind barb is pointing, the tip without any of the little triangles and lines on it, that's the direction the wind is blowing into. So this would be out of the southwest. This would be out of the east down here at the bottom. But yeah, let's go back here and see what y'all's comments are talking about. 30-minute gang. The poplars here are tall every time there's a breeze. High pace. Texas about to ramp up. I'm in Houston, East Texas area. Sunny with spotty stuff every few weeks. What products do you use the day of the chase? Hey, Corin, what do I use day of the chase? Well, let's go take a look. I use the mesoanalysis. Let's do Southern Plains. This is what I use for day of the chase. I also use Satsquatch. I'm going to have to log into my account on the Satsquatch probably. But I also use this to look at the visible satellite. Let's go view visible red band. I use this a lot whenever we're actually out chasing. I look at this prior to. And you can see all these this cloud cover from all these thunderstorms across Texas here. And really there's lots of cloud cover everywhere except for maybe up here in the Northeast. But these are the things that I use during the chase or right before to kind of look at different situations like dew point, temperature, wind, and dew point. Man, why is this so slow? I'm not sure what's going on. Like, my network shouldn't be this slow. I have gigabit service here. There we go. Now this map is got lots of crazy on it, but I really focus on just the green. I wish there wasn't as much going on. Makes it harder to read, in my opinion, but you know, this is SPC stuff. Hey, our meteorologists, not web people, so they do the best they can with this. But it is very, very useful, especially 850 millibar analysis, because you can take a look at the low-level jet. You can look at surface-based CAPE, so we can see that there's 2,000 here, There's a pocket of 2,000 here, 1,500 here, 1,000 here. So there's kind of just, you can see the different pockets of instability here. Let's go take a look at your questions again. Texas always stormy, either stormy or just sunny. Yeah, that's pretty much the case. If I try out for president, I'm voting next time for you. Well, I am old enough to run for president, but that's not going to happen. But thank you. I'm not interested in being a politician. That's just not my thing. To be a politician, you have to kind of be dishonest, and that's not my style. Wind shear, we can go ahead and take a look at surface to 6 kilometer wind shear, and there is none right now, so I wouldn't expect really any kind of severe weather to be going on anywhere. There was some down here, but it's probably just wind and hail from some really big time cape down there, which happens during the summer. Down here a little further south, you can see they got 3,000 joules per wow, I can't talk. They got 3,000 cape down here, so it's quite a lot. SPC normally does do really well. I have a lot of respect for the people at SPC. I actually know a couple of them, and are friends with them on Facebook. But they're really good people, and they're really good at what they do. They're not perfect; they don't always get it right, but their mission is to protect life and property for the entire U.S. You get this group of people sitting in a room, staring at screens and forecasting the weather for the whole country. So I'd say they do a pretty darn good job. Hey, Betty, thanks for joining us. Storm chasing is quite better. Can you elaborate on that a little bit as to what you mean? Am I bringing more chasers onto the team? Corin, that's actually a really good question. And as far as a team environment, Thunder Chasers kind of started with me and another friend. When I first started chasing, I didn't know much about the dynamics in the Storm Chaser community. And we were going to be on this other team, and I won't mention the name of the team. And we decided that we didn't want to do that. We were going to start our own thing. Of course, he's since decided he didn't want to participate. So it's been me, my brother, and a couple of very close friends who have been quote-unquote members of this group. Sometimes we get to chase together, but most of the time it's just me. And of course my friend Corey, except he's, he does his thing, I do my thing, and we just kind of do it together a lot over the last couple of years, because him and I, we vibe, I guess you could say. But this has been a me and my brother kind of effort, and then a couple other people. And whether or not we're going to add people to the team, I'm not sure that that's going to happen. It's just maybe down the road that might happen, but I doubt it. It's probably just going to be me and a couple of close friends. You guys get to hang out with me and my brother the other day. He doesn't get to chase very much because he works a lot, but usually it's just me out there, and that's just kind of how it goes. Let's go look at y'all's comments again. Hey Betty. Okay, so you guys talking to each other. Forecasting is definitely difficult, Brandon. I don't think the majority of the public understand what it takes to forecast. It's just, there's so many different factors. And one of the big issues that we have in the weather community is we just don't have enough information. Ideally we need to be having weather balloon launches more than twice a day, 3 or 4 times a day, and we need them to be launched in more locations than just what we have now. As a matter of fact, let me go take a look and show you guys where we have. Let's go back to the SPC homepage. No, I don't want to make Chrome faster right now. I will later. Maybe that's why this is so slow. But we're going to take a look at all the different locations where they launch weather balloons. And it's going to look like a lot, but it's really not when you consider how large the U.S. is. Yeah, Mother Nature pretty much does what she wants. Storm chasing is better than running for president, in my opinion. Oh, there you go. That is 100% true, in my opinion. I agree with you. We're going to go to forecast tools and observe sounding analysis. And we're going to look at this morning's runs. And if you go over here and look at this map on the left. Okay, so that's the biggest part of it. You can see these are all the different locations where they launch weather balloons. And you notice there's gaps out here. Now, the weather balloon network is decent, but in my opinion, I think they could really do with more of them. Fill in some of these gaps and do it more often, particularly across central Texas here and across Colorado. There are no launches in those areas, and I think that they probably need them. Every now and then they'll do a special sounding from another location, or a university will go out and they'll do a special sounding and share it with the community. But for the most part, this is what we're stuck with. And really we need more. And they only do it twice a day, except for in special circumstances. It also costs a lot of money to do these weather balloon launches. So, that's just kind of how it is. But this is another tool for the person who asked earlier. This is another tool that I like to use on the morning of or day of the chase. I get to look at the observed sounding and see what does it look like. Let's take a look at FWD, which is the Dallas-Fort Worth sounding from this morning, and you can see there's very little cape. And as a matter of fact, there's even a pretty good cap, pretty much an unbreakable cap here, and then the photograph looks absolutely terrible. Definitely not a severe weather scenario with this sounding. Thanks, Brandon. Appreciate that. I do my best here. But yeah, let's take a look at some of the other things that I like to use. I'm going to forecast tools at SPC. A lot of this stuff's just at the Storm Prediction Center website. So if you go here and go to forecast tools, there's all kinds of stuff here. You can look at upper air maps, all sorts of things. You can also use the... Oh, I can't get it to come back. Get it to come back here. Href. So let's go to the Href. This is the high-resolution ensemble forecast system. I don't use this much. I used to use it more when I was like a year or two ago, but not as much now. But let's go look at updraft helicity, I guess. Max 4 hour. And you can kind of get an idea of where the helicity tracks might be. But I mean, this isn't really... I don't really use this very much. Every now and then it's useful, but... And the maps look cool. I mean, there are lots of pretty colors and stuff, but, that's... What else do I use? Here, let's go here. We'll go to the VWP Wind Profiler. I don't remember... Autumn Sky. So if you go to autumnsky.us, that's the VAD Wind Profiler. You can pick a radar, and it'll give you a photograph. If I can get it to click. Okay, I guess that's not going to cooperate. Oh, it's updating? It's updating. Okay, well, it's just taking a while. I guess my internet's doing something. Oh, you know what? It's probably because I'm streaming. It's probably why my internet's bad. Sometimes you stare at the clouds. Who knows? It may rain glass or nails. So I don't know. I'm going inside. That's pretty funny. But yeah, that's kind of how I look at things. If you guys got more questions, let me know. Don't forget to smash that like button. I know this is not as interesting to some people as sitting there watching lightning and tornadoes and stuff, though we haven't gotten very many of those tornadoes. But man, how about that supercell the other day? My goodness, that thing was wild. Let's go take a look at it real quick, because I'm going to do this in an incognito window because I don't want let's go look at the channel real quick, because I want to show you guys this again. Alright, let's click on my channel here. This thing was just absolutely insane. We're going to take a look at it again in the time lapse for those of you who haven't had a chance to see it. I don't know if the music is playing, but this was that one that some of you guys got to watch. We just sat there for like an hour and a half watching it get closer and closer. I was also recording it on my camera, same camera that I was using to stream with. And this is what we got in 1080p. I don't know that this is actually streaming in 1080p right now. Yeah, I guess it is. But this was that Supercell. I actually am probably going to do another video with a sunset time lapse that I took, but it's a lot shorter. So I'm not sure if you guys would be interested in me posting that, but if you are, I'll post it. Well, I got to make it first. It's 8 in my state, so I got to take a break. So nice to watch, bro. Hopefully you can stream some storms. See you later. See you later, Lavender, if you're still here. But yeah, this was probably one of my most favorite captures in terms of supercells. Absolutely stunning storm. I really wish it had dropped a tornado. That would have been so cool to watch the tornado in a time lapse while that storm was just sitting out there, not hurting anybody, just right over the desert there. But this was quite the storm, and I really enjoyed watching it. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off here. All right, we're almost done anyway. So hopefully you guys enjoyed watching that with me there for a few minutes. And you guys got any more questions? Let me know. I'm gonna probably do this up until maybe 7:15. And then I got some things I got to take care of. I got to clean my car out from like 3 or 4 days of storm chasing, and got to do some other things. Probably try to get the truck running again. The battery's dead. That's not why I haven't been driving it, but you know, I'd like to keep it. I like to start it every now and then, even if I'm not driving it, just to make sure that I keep it in tip-top shape. But yeah, just let me know if you guys got questions, and I will try to answer them. I'm gonna zoom out on this because the zoom level is bothering me. So hopefully we'll get some weather upcoming here in the next week or so that we can chase, and after that we'll see what we do for content. But I appreciate you guys watching me. Let's see. Anybody got any other questions? Let's play this again, just to have something for you guys to look at. And if you guys got any ideas for content that you'd like to see, let me know, and I'll see what I can do to make that happen. I know I still got a few of you on here. Are you planning on chasing Texas? When, Brendan? Like this weekend with the next upcoming severe weather system? Or are you just referring generally speaking? Because I'll chase anywhere, not just Texas. I'm in the Wichita Falls area, so basically northwest Texas. I used to live in South Texas, but I moved up here last year to be closer to the weather. Oh my gosh. I already had something to eat, and yet I'm still hungry. Unbelievable. Let's see, what's this say? Yeah, views. I'll just go concurrent viewers there. Anyways, I'm over there talking to myself. But yeah, this is shaping up to be an interesting mid-June pattern. Very unusual for mid-June. So I guess we'll wait and see what happens. But if there's severe storms, I'm going to do my best to be out there. Yeah, Dallas seems to always get the severe weather. It's kind of right in that general vicinity. But yeah, Houston, Houston seems to get quite a good share of severe weather out there too. You guys usually get some of them surprise tornadoes that no one was expecting, especially south and southeast of Houston. I know I've tried to chase out there a few times, but it was always about 3 hours away, so it's kind of hard to get there in time for the unexpected stuff. But and then of course you get the Gulf of Mexico there, so you can only go so far. But we'll see how the weather goes. I mean, it's gonna be an interesting next week or two. That is for sure. Especially with SPC, already talking about possibly adding some risk areas. So zoom in here a little bit more on the text that they're talking about here. I'll just kind of show it on the screen. Yeah, that's just how it goes, Brandon. Yeah, I'll take a break here in a few minutes. I'm going to probably wait for it to hit an hour, just in case a few more people want to hop on and ask questions or whatever. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys watching the live streams over the last week or so. It's really helped the channel out a lot. Yeah, hopefully no Harvey. Hopefully not. Hurricane season is probably going to be pretty active. But I guess we'll find out, won't we? I don't know if you were here, Brendan, whenever I was talking about hurricane chasing. It's something that I'd like to do some more of, but it's not always in the cards for me because it requires a lot more time. And it requires me to be away from home a lot more, which isn't always something I'm able to do. Probably in the next 10 years, maybe. But right now I got to wait for all my kids to get out of the house before I can just kind of be free and do whatever I want and chase wherever I want and however much I want. But I try to do the best that I can, especially as this channel grows. If this channel keeps growing at the rate it has been, then I'm going to be trying to do a lot more in the way of chasing. It's just going to be, chasing is one of the things you gotta march through May, maybe even in June, and then it dies off for 3 or 4 months, and then you get around to September, October, and things start to ramp up a little bit more, and then you have winter. So I guess we'll see how it goes. Winter's not as interesting because, especially for people who already live up north and have to deal with the snow all the time. But yeah, Betty, Texas definitely been storming pretty good lately, especially today. Lots of weather. I'll switch back over to Radar Omega real quick. You can see there's lots of rain going on in the big country and in northwest Texas, especially out there by Vernon. Get a few outflow boundaries kicking some stuff up from convection earlier this morning. But yeah, it's man, look at that. There's the whole country. Of course, I don't have MRMS up. Let's turn all these dots off and make it a little cleaner. And then you can see all of the little Radar Omega people, all of the Cyclone Port stations. And did Vince make it all the way back up to Wisconsin? Holy cow. I guess he's going to come back later. I've always been curious where storm chasers live. El Nino, you never know. It will grow more. Algorithm picks it up. Yeah, that's for sure, Brandon. As long as I'm making content. If I stop making content, then the algorithm will not do that. Which means I need something to make content on. And that's the challenge with storm chasing. But I'm going to do the best that I can for you guys. Hey, Wes. You always been curious where storm chasers live. And then Becky asks, when are you going back out? I'm going to go back out as soon as there's another severe weather day, a significant one. And I'm hoping that happens within the next week, maybe week and a half. But as soon as it's there, we'll be out there and we'll be streaming it live. And yeah, Wes, as far as being curious where storm chasers live, we live everywhere. I know that there's storm chasers up in the Northeast. There's storm chasers all across Tornado Alley. I know there's a lot in the DFW Metro. But yeah, we're everywhere, essentially. Vince is definitely everywhere. That guy, he is in beast mode all the time. He is the epitome of live streaming storm chasing content on YouTube. He's the bar. I'm in Northwest Texas near Wichita Falls. So any severe weather that happens in this area, I'm gonna be chasing it pretty much no matter what. But there's not been that much in this area this year, which has been kind of strange. But who knows what's gonna happen. Let's look at Houston radar. Since a couple of you guys are from Houston, I gotta turn the radar things back on. Let's see what's going on in Houston. Looks like you got some rain out to the northwest. Moving very slowly out by Brenham and Prairie View. From Columbus to Prairie View, basically. It looks like it's coming towards Houston. But my goodness, is it moving slowly. Vince is crazy. Yeah, the roads out here are not the greatest. I've discovered, but they could be worse. Vince is, I've watched a couple of his live streams. He's pretty good at what he does. I aspire to be Vince. In the sense that he's got like 80-something thousand subscribers. So maybe one day we'll get there. But right now, I'm just happy to have what I've got. I'm very thankful. So I wasn't expecting the channel to grow like this. But man, it's been an amazing journey the last couple of weeks. Hit Houston last night at 2 to 3 a.m. Yeah, it seems that South Texas and that area usually gets it in the overnight hours. I know when I lived down there, we always had storms overnight. Thanks again for the information. My simple advice is that storm chasing has become an industry. If you want to stand out, do something different or unique. Personality means everything now. Yeah, you're definitely right. Personality means everything. I've actually been considering whether I want to rename the channel. But I don't really like putting my name out there. It's not about me necessarily. It's about the weather. And I feel like if I put my name on it and throw my picture up there, that now it's about me and not the weather. I want it to be about the weather and about me and my friends, even though they don't really get to chase with me very much. But it's mostly the weather, and that's my goal, is to project forward the content. What's out the front window of the car, what's out the side window. And at some point, I want to add another camera so that I can show you guys more perspectives than just out the dash. But hey, Betty, yeah, go take care of your animals. I've got a dog, and man, he likes to dig stuff up. I tell you what, he digs and digs and digs and ruins my yard, and I've been trying to figure out how to fix that. Put out a persona. What do you mean by that in terms of a persona? How do you recommend that I go about doing that? I mean, I'll take whatever advice you guys want to give. I'm not much for being on camera, but if I need to, then I will. Yep, definitely, Brandon. Animals always, people obviously first, but then animals. Animals definitely come first before this channel does. I've actually considered bringing my dog along on some of these chases. I just don't have enough room in my vehicle to bring it along. But maybe one day I'll do a video with him in it. Hey Jody, I try to be as family friendly as possible. I can't always guarantee that we won't have foul language on the channel, just because um, if something happens and we're in a situation, sometimes it just happens, and then I have the voice chat, and I can't control the other people in the voice chat, so maybe I'll turn the voice chat off a little bit more often so that y'all don't have to hear. Or maybe I'll get my AirPods and I'll just listen to it in my ear. That way it doesn't show up on the stream, because I know some of the people on the voice chat tend to use quite a bit of foul language. Drama of nature, science of weather. Stand out as putting something out there is different. This is where your uniqueness can shine. Yeah, I definitely try to be different. I mean, I don't want to be like everybody else. So I don't know to what extent other creators or Storm Chaser creators interact with their audience. I try to interact with you guys as much as I can. Of course, when I'm driving, it's very difficult, but I try my best. Hey, Brandon. Yeah, I don't really use a lot of foul language, generally speaking, on my live stream. But it does happen from time to time. I try to be family friendly. I have kids. I know what that's like. And so I would want my stream to be something that my kids can watch. And, my friends' kids can watch, et cetera, et cetera. So I do my best to make it family friendly. So if that's what you guys want to see, I will do my very best to make sure that it stays family friendly. That's I'm here to make you guys happy. I mean, at the end of the day, this is my channel, but it's not a channel that's this is not really a YouTube channel without the audience. And you guys are my audience. So I will take y'all's advice as much as I possibly can. And like, I think it was a couple of days ago, we were talking about driving into the storm, and you guys didn't want me to, so I didn't. We ended up having to drive into some rain anyway to get to this part where there was a wall cloud, but definitely, Jody, being myself, that's how do I say this? I don't try to be somebody I'm not under any circumstances, let alone on my live stream. I generally, if I'm talking to you guys, I'm not going to sit here and use foul language all the time. But like you say, whenever it happens, it happens. But I wish I had like the ability to bleep myself out, but that just doesn't. I mean, it would be easier if I was sitting at a desk and I could have that set up here. But in a car driving around, that's nearly impossible. A purposely family-friendly take. Yeah, I mean that's definitely true, Commander Press. That's something that I don't think a lot of other chasers do. So that's don't we all bleep? Other channels can't even say hell or dang. Mods will get you. Yeah, I don't know how other. I mean, I've only watched a couple other Storm Chaser channels. We don't really have any mods on this channel. I think I added one or two, just randomly. The channel just wasn't big enough to have mods before, and now that it's growing, I may have to consider doing that. If you guys want to use whatever language in there, all I've always expected or asked is that you guys be nice to each other. As long as y'all are nice to each other, then that's all that matters. I do know, looking at my stats on YouTube, I do have people who are underage watching the channel, so definitely try to be as nice to them if they're on here as possible, and we'll try to police it as best we can. But I definitely need help from moderators. I'm not here to censor everybody all the time. It's not my goal. It's not what I want. I want people to enjoy themselves. And so, if I do end up with some mods that are regulars on the channel, we'll have to have a off topic or a discussion offline. There we go, about how to moderate the channel. Yeah, unless it gets out of hand, Brandon. That's true. Like I said, I mean, all I really expect is y'all to be nice to each other. I mean, that's just basic respect for everybody. My dream storm chase scenario. Oh my goodness. I've already kind of experienced it, but my dream storm chase scenario is having a tornado that's not well. It ended up doing some destruction. The Selden tornado. But having a tornado that's very visible, that I can see and that I can get on the live stream, and it's kind of a slow moving one, and I just have time to sit there and watch it. And watch it from close enough to where I can feel the wind but not be so close to it that I'm going to get hurt by it. That's the dream scenario. It's very difficult to achieve. Let me show you guys what I mean. I'll go incognito here. I'll go back to YouTube. YouTube.com. We'll go back and look at the channel again. I know you guys are already on here. I'm going to go here. I'm going to show you guys my favorite one. It's this one. Only has 74 views. But this is, this was my favorite storm chase. Of course, my camera operator at that particular moment was kind of shaky with the camera. Let's do this one. Here we go. So this is probably my favorite chase. I kind of skipped to the middle of the video here. I really wish I had remembered to turn my windshield wipers off. I was in my truck at the time. Because the wipers are kind of distracting. But I don't have an exterior camera. Let me maximize this so you guys can watch it in full screen here. I mean, this was an absolutely beautiful tornado. I don't think you guys have any audio either. But I don't remember what I put on here for audio, if I just cut everything out or if I did real-time audio. But this was pretty much the dream scenario. This thing just continued to put down a couple of tornadoes, one after the other. You could see the whole mesocyclone rotating there right above where that big rig is. There were actually a couple big rigs that passed us on the other end. At the other point, it's not in this video, it's in another version of it, but this one was actually kind of multi-vortex in a way. Let's play this part. I mean, this is shaky. I really need to have my camera operator work on their skills there. But missed this one. Yeah, this I actually wasn't streaming live to YouTube back then. This was a couple of years ago. And I was streaming this live to Facebook, I believe. But it was hard to stream live back then and point the camera in the correct direction, so I've tried to take care of that. Now here, look, this right here, this is an interesting spot. We'll just kind of, I'm going to describe what's going on here. So let me play it again. Now you can see all this, oops, I stopped that in the wrong possible time. You can see all this happening right here at the bottom of the screen, right above the hood. That's the rear inflow jet coming into the tornado. The wind was very strong at this moment because we were relatively close to the tornado. And you could see all of that stuff just getting wrapped up into the tornado there and blowing across. It was probably one of the more intense moments of my storm chasing career, if you can call it a career, that is. But that was pretty wicked to experience firsthand. So let's not stop that right there. Let's see, right here. We'll put it right here. So you can see we were pretty close. I mean, what is that? A half a mile maybe. But matter of fact, let's go look at some of the other ones here. I'm gonna go back and look at some of our other videos. Here's the one that you guys saw the other day, where we almost got run over by it. Of course, some of my other videos. There's me in the Where Are the Hurricanes video. I probably need to delete that one. It's not really contributing anything to the channel. Let's see. How to spot a tornado, storm chasing. I'm trying to look for a good video here. Locket. I remember Locket. Locket was fun. Let me let this load. Yeah, I probably need to stop doing the time-lapse stuff at the beginning there. These tornadoes were pretty incredible. Man, I don't know why my internet's so bad. We ended up on a dirt road here and stuck in chaser traffic. Took us a while. It took me a while to try to catch up to some of these storms at one point. This was out by Crowell, Texas. This happened last year. This was what we like to call Locket 2.0. Let's see if I can find. Here we go. Here you can actually see the tornado. Well, if it'll load. There we go. So this is the Crowell tornado. You can see a nice little cone there. I really wish I could have gotten closer. It was kind of a tough slug that day, keeping up with the tornado on these dirt roads. Yeah, Brandon, thank you very much for that. Let's see if we can find a couple other areas here. This one was pretty wild. Once we finally got off the dirt road, and you can see the tornado over there on the left in between the two wind turbines there. We actually got really close to this one. Here I sped the video up a little bit, and you can watch this get closer and us get closer. There's the tornado there on the left. I actually need to find this video and make a new video out of it, I think. But here's the time lapse of this tornado coming across. And this was probably one of my favorite days. And then here we go. There's my friend Corey. We are going off, and we are going to get closer to this thing. Let me, ooh, that was a nice lightning strike. Let's maximize this. If I remember correctly, we got pretty close. Oh no, this is when it crossed the road in front of us. There was another instance where we got real close. Of course, this would be pretty close too. Thanks, Jody. Appreciate that. You notice all the chasers. There were a lot of chasers out that day. I mean, it was absolutely insane. But you can watch this tornado crossing the road right in front of us. And it's very, very dusty, very hard to see out in front of you with it crossing there. I think it dissipated not long after this. I ended up here. We're in the RFD. You can see the trees kind of blowing over there. Lots of chaser traffic. And people just kind of taking their time, and this guy's running his flashers for some reason. Not really a very good idea. It's kind of distracting when people do that, so it's really only time I would really ever recommend running your flashers is if there's heavy fog, a little bit of extra visibility for somebody to see you. Now here's a situation. Let me get up here. Now you guys, I don't know how many of you have seen this video, but at this point, we're sitting here trying to get a view on the tornado, and it is right next to us. I'll cover that in just a second, Commander Press. Storm Chaser Convergence is what we like to call it. Let me finish my thought here, and then I'll answer your question. If you look at this guy's lights here, and right below his lights, you can see how fast the wind is screaming, and you got this tumbleweed over here blowing across by that telephone pole. This was probably one of the most scary moments of my life. My friend was turning around, and this is why. We were about to get run over by this tornado. It was coming directly at us. The tornado is just above my hood here, probably less than 100 yards out. All that wind blowing across was the outer circulation of that tornado. But that was, that was just absolutely insane. You can see the cone right here on the right-hand side now, just above where this fence is. And that was probably the craziest moment of my entire life. Especially since we were real close to a ditch here. My buddy here, he's pulling in here and backing out. I was trying to avoid that ditch and avoid trying to get run over by him when he was turning around, because he realized real quick. He rolled his window down there and let me know that we needed to get the heck out of Dodge. And then I realized why, and it's because of that monster cone tornado right there. But Commander, just to get back to your question, what do I think about the possibility of too many chasers? I recommend anybody who wants to follow their dreams, and if you want to chase tornadoes, then be my guest. It is dangerous, so do so at your own risk. It's not I recommend to follow your dreams, but I don't necessarily recommend to chase tornadoes, because that's just it's dangerous. Let's just put it that way. I mean, you can see from this image on the screen right here that it is. You could get yourself in a situation real quick where you can't get out of it. We got out of this one, luckily. But in terms of all the chasers, as long as everyone drives safely, I don't mind. Does it make it more difficult? Yes. It can put other chasers in danger when everybody's driving slow and we have to get out of there, like the other day. But at the end of the day, it's a free country. Everybody can do what they want. They just have to follow the law. I try to do so to the best of my ability. I know some people like to run stop signs or red lights to get the view or to get where they're going, and you're really not going to save that much time by doing that. We always try to stop at all the stop signs. That kind of driving is not really acceptable, and I try to avoid it at all costs. But in terms of the number of chasers out there, it really just depends on the day. Sometimes, like the other day, we had two different target areas. It's a lot better because the chasers kind of split and go in their own way, and you have about half as many people out there, which helps a lot. But at the end of the day, what we're doing is dangerous. It can be dangerous. You can do it safely, but as is evidenced by this one, it's sometimes you just get in a situation where this thing's coming right at you, like this one, and you would not be able to afford the insurance. In terms of windshields and dent removal, I don't remove the dents. My truck still has all the dents it's ever gotten. I don't file insurance claims for windshield replacements. I've only ever replaced one windshield in my entire chasing career. If I ever have to do it again, I'm going to pay full price for the windshield out of pocket, because that's the right thing to do. In terms of the insurance, I'm not filing claims based on this stuff. The only time I ever file a claim is if I actually have an accident. Going into these storms and getting hail damage on the glass and on the body of the vehicle. That's why I bought the truck. I haven't been able to drive it because it's so expensive to drive it, but that's what it's there for. So if it gets dented up, not a big deal. Even though I really love my truck and I'd rather avoid the hail damage, at the end of the day, it's a storm chasing truck. That's what I made it. That's why I bought it. So, that's just how I played that one. But yeah, there were a lot of chasers, Brandon. I mean, Mangum, Oklahoma on May 20th of 2019 was absolutely the worst I've ever seen. It was like a 5-mile line of traffic. I don't think I have any video from it. Yeah, definitely character and bragging rights for sure. But let me get rid of this video here. Let's go see if I have any more interesting videos for you guys, and feel free to go through videos on here and watch them. Some of them are kind of boring, but some of them are pretty good. This Supercell was pretty cool. I don't know that the video's all that great, but then you get the Radar Omega videos. The Fort Stockton tornado was pretty cool. Let's see if I can. Let's get to the point where there's actually a tornado. Now, there was a tornado at some point here. See, I was doing a time lapse here. I gotta wait for this to get closer. So if I rewind this, you can see, well, I can't, it's kind of hard to tell, but you can see the circulation there. I was real close to this tornado. Now there was a tornado somewhere in here, and I was pointing right at it. It was about to run me over, so I got out of there. But there was another more visible tornado later on here. Let's see if I can find it. This was the first Fort Stockton tornado I've ever had. This was before, I didn't live stream this. There's the tornado right there. This is not this year's Fort Stockton. This was a year ago. And here's my live stream of the tornado. Not my live stream, my time lapse. I keep forgetting that. This was from my GoPro. And you can see the tornado spinning out there. There was no way to get any closer to it. And here we are again with the tornado. My camera work is absolutely terrible right there. But I probably should have cut that out when I made this. But I was trying to get it to a point where I could set the camera down. And this thing produced multiple tornadoes out there. It was absolutely gorgeous storm there. Let's see. That tornado actually lasted for quite a while. Some chasers didn't get the early on tornado. Most of them got pictures of this one. I've actually seen a couple of pictures of this one floating around. I even know somebody who has this picture or this particular tornado above their they have posted on their wall at their house. So this was a pretty cool one out there in Fort Stockton. I wish we would have got the one the other day. That would have been pretty epic for you guys to see that on the stream. I wish I'd have got that for y'all. But you know, it is what it is. And Fort Stockton got hit for sure this year. Didn't see this one. Yeah, this one, we didn't get to see the one this year. But this one was from, like I said, from last year, 2022. Had a couple good lightning strikes like that one right there. I mean, that was just a beautiful looking tornado. I really wish we could have gotten closer. But it was just out there in the middle of nowhere. There aren't very many roads out in Fort Stockton, which is one of the reasons why I didn't go out there the other day. But I guess it turned out pretty well for most people who went out there. So maybe next time I'll do it. But this we got our money's worth on this day. I'm gonna go ahead and get. Let's see. I'm looking for a specific one. Here's this one. Did I post it on YouTube Shorts? I might. This here is the McCook Day. This was from 2019. I think it might be under YouTube Shorts. Or did I post the? This was the nighttime tornado from back in April. There's the Ford Escape. That's what I've been driving the last couple days. If you guys can see that there. Here's the Lockett tornado. I'm going to talk about this in a little bit. This is a YouTube short. I took this with my cell phone because I couldn't get the camera off quick enough. This tornado was literally right next to us. We drove underneath it and then stopped and turned around and looked at it. I wish I'd have done a better job of recording it on my phone. Thanks, Commander Press. Appreciate that for sure. Thanks, Brandon. I know you guys like the live videos. I used to post a lot more of these post-production videos where I'd take the video and then come home and make a video about it. But this Lockett tornado was probably one of my favorites right here. Not only because we sat underneath it, we drove along this road off in the lower right-hand corner there, as it was crossing the road. So that was pretty intense. But yeah, that was a lot of fun that day. And we'll quit watching that one. And then here, of course, here's my cell phone video of Selden, Kansas tornado. You can see the cone in this particular shot. But yeah, anyways, that's let's go take a look at y'all's comments again. Hope to see you again in the future chats. Love the weather. Enthusiast on here. Got to run soon. Yeah, I'm about to turn this stream off. I've got to go figure out dinner, and I've got to clean the car out a little bit. I'm gonna probably do. I need to get prepared for doing some Uber this week, and then hopefully we'll be ready to storm chase here in the next week or two. Thanks, Brendan. But we're gonna end this stream. I appreciate everybody hopping on here with me tonight. I'm gonna try to do this every week, so that you guys. Wow, I lost track of what I was gonna say. Anyway, we're gonna try to do this every week. Sometimes I might not be able to, but I'm gonna do my best. I'd like to be able to provide weekly content at a minimum, so I'm gonna do my best to try to figure that out. You guys have a great night. I appreciate every one of you, and I will see you guys. Probably the next time I see you guys will be if I have a midweek weather update, if the SPC comes out with any outlooks. If not, then we will be back the next time we chase. I'm trying. Hopefully, I'm in the truck, because I have a little bit more capability in the truck. It's more spacious inside, although it is a little noisier. But thanks everybody for joining, and I'm gonna head off and get dinner ready, and then that'll be it. Thanks everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't, but most of you are subscribers, so I appreciate you guys. Talk to you later.